Welcome to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and welcome to the final game of the ACC men's lacrosse regular season. Today, Notre Dame, who hasn't lost to anyone but Virginia this entire season, comes to Dorrance Field and tries to end UNC's season. A win and you might be in if you're the Tar Heels. A loss, no chance at the NCAA tournament. The ACC has come back with a vengeance this year, folks. Last year, only one team in the NCAA tournament, and Virginia had to go on the road. This year, they've had the #1 team in the country all season, and those top three teams should be the top three seeds tomorrow. With that, we say hello. Welcome to Chapel Hill, alongside the Hall of Famer Ryan Boyle. I'm Drew Carter, and RB, it doesn't get any bigger than this for UNC. Win, you might be in. Lose, you're definitely out.
Yeah, hit it right on the nail on the head there. And for them, the stage is set, right? We've got a beautiful day here. It's senior day. For me, it's can they get production out of the secondary players? Logan McGovern has been consistent pretty much all season long. Dewey Egan, he had a hat trick 2 weeks ago against Notre Dame. Can they get more production from Dewey Egan?
Great headshot and a great player as well for the youngster.
Yeah, you look at him, Matan at attack, also put up a big game against Notre Dame 2 weeks ago. Goldsmith back in the lineup. I mean, look, North Carolina played Notre Dame 2 weekends ago. Then had a bye, and now see them again. So advantage North Carolina from a preparation standpoint.
Yeah, that was a beautiful sunny day in South Bend, as always. For Notre Dame, Ryan, you know what you're going to get. Just as it has been for a decade, it's the Kavanaghs.
Yeah, you see the numbers there. They jump off the page. What you don't see there is the tenacity in the ride. These guys are so passionate, energetic, and in that game 2 weekends ago, caused turnovers in the riding game, led to instant offense for Notre Dame. They want to create some havoc. Meanwhile, North Carolina, they want to play 6-on-6 lacrosse.
Yeah, not just the offensive production for those guys, 59 ground balls between them. They do it all for this Notre Dame team. And speaking of guys who do it all, Liam Entenmann is on that top 25 Tewaaraton nominees list with the Kavanaghs. He's outstanding. Two-time All-American, as good as ever.
16 saves the last time these two teams played. He's so steady. For North Carolina, can they rattle him early? Hard to do because he's just so consistent.
It is a beautiful day for lacrosse here in Chapel Hill. 76 degrees, about 40% humidity. The sun is shining here in blue heaven. Notre Dame wins the opening faceoff, and Colin Hagstrom gets tagged. That draws the first flag of the game, and Hagstrom earned that one.
This is one of those, was it a foul or was it just a big hit and a big collision?
There's Andrew Tyre, Carolina's faceoff guy, number 3 in white and Carolina blue. Nico Red Arrow is our referee today, along with Sonny Ziegler and Shannon Godfrey.
Yeah, I know. I'll get you a play on.
Line 3, illegal body check to the head, 1 minute full time.
It's called play on.
They're calling this to the head. You could see kind of that helmet-to-helmet contact, such a point of emphasis. So 1 minute locked in. Remember the last time these two teams played, Notre Dame scored kind of right off the bat, right off the opening faceoff. Now Carolina already in the penalty box against this lethal Notre Dame extra man offense unit.
This is a tough spot to be in for Carolina. Notre Dame's operating at 62% this year on the man up, which is second best in the country to Georgetown. What makes them so dangerous here?
Well, they play 5 attackmen, so only 1 midfielder's out there, so super slick, super skilled. Watch right inside. They love that inside-out action.
Eric Dobson, goal line extended. Westlin, good ball movement, and the finish is there. Jeffery Ricciardelli, the sophomore out of New Canaan, Connecticut, puts the Irish on the board 39 seconds in.
So you match up personnel with execution. As we'll see in the replay here, the ball is just zipping around. You know, I was talking with offensive coordinator Chris Wojcik yesterday about this unit, and he just said the ball movement, the fact that we can ping pong around so quickly makes this unit so hard to defend. Obviously, you got to respect Dobson from deep. They've got that inside-out game, which is so hard to defend.
Ricciardelli has his 3rd man-up goal of the year. Give the assist to Eric Dobson, his 9th of the season. Keep in mind here, folks, Andrew Tyre's penalty, non-releasable. So Notre Dame still on the man-up for 30 seconds. A crucial face-off won by North Carolina and Graham Schwartz. So they go with Schwartz with Tyre in the sin bin. He wins the draw, and UNC can kill it off as Logan McGovern carries.
And good job of McGovern just becoming an outlet there, an underrated part of the game, bailing out his face-off man, giving him a viable option, allowing North Carolina not to run out the remainder of this penalty. All things considered, to only give up 1 goal there, you kind of feel like a mini win.
And getting Tyre back is huge, because not only does he take face-offs, he contributes offensively. He scored 13 goals this year. This is James Matan, the freshman from Kensington, Maryland, coming off a hat trick. So is this guy, Dewey Egan, at 6'4", 225. Matan, bouncer, past the cage, wide left, backed up by McGovern. Grass surface here at Dorrance Field, so the bouncers might take some awkward skips. And that pass into the Notre Dame offensive side, picked up by Kavanagh, and he'll direct the offense. This Notre Dame offense so lethal. 15.6 goals per game, 3rd best in the country.
Ramsey playing a little cat and mouse game in the substitution. Notre Dame will get their full complement of the first midfield group out there.
This is Reilly Gray, matched up with Maher, one of their top short stick D mids for UNC. Spin it around for Quinn McCahon, grad student from outside Philly. Good stick check, but it stays here with Notre Dame. Kavanagh, 33 goals this year to lead the way. Sets it up for Jake Taylor. Taylor trying to get the hands free. It bounces back to Gray. Dobson with a rip. A missile from Eric Dobson. He had the assist on the first, and he scores the second. 2-0 Notre Dame.
And in speaking with Coach Bresci this week, the guy that concerned them the most from Notre Dame was Dobson. His ability to stretch the field, generate double teams pretty much wherever he wants. He's got a huge windup, an absolute hand cannon from the outside. Good handle there, awkward catch. Credit him for being able to quickly go from the catch to get his hands back.
Yeah, he had a hat trick in that 16-9 Notre Dame win over North Carolina a couple weeks ago. Assist goes to Jake Taylor on Dobson's goal. And it's Notre Dame ball after the violation on the faceoff. Don't you feel like Eric Dobson is destined to play for Redwoods one day? The PLL, big midfielder, maybe with Sergio Perkovic.
He's at least 1 year away from that, but certainly history would prove how those roster is constructed, one would think.
We got the second pick on Tuesday. Maybe it's Sam Hanley, another jumbo midi. Here's Jalen Seymour, speaking of big midfielders at 6'4". Now Pat Kavanagh. A little space, he'll call the offensive foul on the screen.
Yeah, they had a little bit moving pick there. North Carolina, opportunity to get out and run. Notre Dame does a good job getting back in transition. That's what Tevlin affords you. That two-way midfielder, number 12 in blue, does a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's not an overstatement to say Brian Tevlin's one of the best all-around lacrosse players in the world right now. He played for Team USA at the World Games last year in that 6's format with an emphasis on doing everything. Tevlin is 12 in navy and gold. Good to see Notre Dame back in the Golden Domes. They were wearing the green helmets a couple weeks ago when they beat UNC at Arlada.
Hard pass on those.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Here's Logan McGovern. Bryant transfer out of Darien, Connecticut. Against the short stick, that's a matchup they'd like to exploit. Can't find any wiggle room against Carter Parlett. Now Dewey Egan on the setup on the crease, a wild shot attempt. Goes long, and Jose Boyer wins the backup for Notre Dame.
A good crease defense there by Notre Dame. You could see North Carolina try to jam that in. The off-ball presence to collapse there, really eliminate that threat. North Carolina jumping into their 10-man ride here.
Liam Entenmann, he's nimble. Gets it ahead to Pat Kavanagh. Look how far back 51 is. And Tevlin, guess who, carries it across.
And I like how Notre Dame brings Kavanagh back on the clear whenever they see any sort of pressure.
What a feed. Taylor with the stuff. Jake Taylor is is on the board. It's 3-zip Notre Dame.
This is what makes Kavanagh so special. You see him drive down one alley, doesn't really have anything, head up the entire time. If you're North Carolina, you got to respect that. But they just lose Taylor. You can see Geppert just ball watching. You can see him staring at Kavanagh. Meanwhile, there's an adjacent defender ready to help. So miscommunication there by North Carolina. Obviously need to be prepared to slide for Kavanagh, but who's going and when? Two guys staring at the ball, start helping. Kavanagh exploits that.
And what we see here is North Carolina wins the faceoff. This is why Notre Dame can survive winning 40% of the faceoffs or so. Their ride is so good. If you win the faceoff back, that's only step one.
And North Carolina, an adjustment there. They've actually got a short stick defensive midfielder starting at close defense. So when they do that, they can get him the ball and run it out right away. You saw that right there with English.
Yeah, Ty English, a do-it-all midfielder, 23 for Carolina. Notre Dame on the season is 44% at the faceoff X, which is 61st in the country. It's one of the best teams in America. If they have a weakness, that's it. But thanks to the ride, they can get possession anyway. That shot outside. James Matan on the backup really wore it, the 6'3" freshman did. Now Antonio DeMarco, part of Carolina's first midfield, takes the shot. Wrists it wide. Matan again with the backup, 53 to shoot.
Yeah, that's a good look. DeMarco's just got to put that on Cage to challenge Tillman. North Carolina not really pleased with the way they shot 2 weeks ago. Felt like they got quality looks, just didn't challenge Tillman enough.
DeMarco again. McGovern from a sharp angle. And DeMarco chases it down. UNC, a goal would go a long way right now. Notre Dame scored 6 in a row in that matchup 2 weeks ago in the first half.
And I realized my previous statement didn't challenge him enough. Meanwhile, you're like, Tillman had 16 saves. Like, he got challenged, but not enough in the middle of the field.
Did not hit the goal, should not be a reset, and it isn't. That's what Kevin Corrigan was politely explaining to the officials. And Tillman with a stop. You mentioned it, Ryan, 16 saves in their matchup 2 weeks ago. Colin Krieg on the other side had 9. Final score, 16-9. Now Carolina in that 10-man ride. Bringing it across Chris Conlon, the transfer from Holy Cross. And now Notre Dame hits the gas. Chris Kavanagh with some space, tiptoeing around that crease. He's matched up with Andrew Geppert, the Brown transfer. And now Eric Dobson will slow things down. It's the 23rd meeting all time between Notre Dame and North Carolina. Evenly matched, 11 wins apiece. Chris Kavanagh from a ridiculous angle somehow found the post. That'll be a shot clock reset as Pat has the backup.
Not giving Krieg the save on that one. You think go to the post? Krieg's like, I'll take the save. I'll take the save. I think it was a save.
You're an NBA guy. It's like giving Jaren Jackson all the blocks when he's playing in Memphis. Tevlin with some space. Tevlin with the goal. 4-0. Bagpipers. Brian Tevlin with his 10th of the year.
You want to talk about placement. Watch where this shot by Tevlin lands. Opposite low corner, absolutely hates it. The Irish are rolling.
Welcome back to Dorrance Field in Chapel Hill. Notre Dame 4, North Carolina nothing. You might be at home wondering, hey, we know what UNC has to play for. If they win, they've got a chance to get in the tournament. If they lose, they're out. Notre Dame, what do they have to play for? Well, they've got some motivation, Ryan, don't they?
They got the #1 seed kind of still in their sights, and there's a clear advantage to that going back historically. But then there's the emotional piece and the opportunity to, in theory, end North Carolina's season. Why is that kind of playing into things? Notre Dame didn't get in the tournament last year. Who was on the selection committee?
Joe Bresci. That's right.
Where does he coach?
Yeah. And we should be clear, Kevin Corrigan didn't tell us that. Just connecting the dots. Just connecting the dots.
If one were to project what maybe the players were thinking, it has to weigh in on their emotion.
And you mentioned how important that top seed is. The #1 seed has made championship weekend 19 of the last 20 seasons. #2 seed, just for context, has made it 9 of 20. So whether there's real correlation there, I mean, of course, the #1 seed is going to be the best team in the country entering the tournament. It does help, and if you're looking at the bracket from a big picture perspective, you've got those other 2 ACC teams you would expect to be the 2 and the 3 seed. If you're the 1 seed, you could avoid them until the championship.
That's it. It's basically a rock, paper, scissors match between Notre Dame, Virginia, and Duke. And you want that 1 seed so you can avoid them leading up into the championship weekend.
Jack Simmons on the feed. Jake Taylor couldn't dunk it. A race for the backup, Superman style. It is won by Carolina and Connor Maher.
Love the effort play there by Maher. Sometimes those juice plays then kind of fuel the rest of your team. But for North Carolina offensively, they just really haven't been able to get anything past Entenmann. Obviously, they're sitting with goose eggs on the scoreboard here. They've had a good look or 2, but nothing really consistent so far.
Yeah, 2 saves for Liam Entenmann. Here's Harrison Schertzinger, one of the twins. 4 sets of twins on this UNC roster, plus the Egan brothers. 5 brothers in total. Matan on the score. And James Matan, the freshman, has UNC on the board. A much-needed goal for the Tar Heels.
Defense to offense. We talked about one juice play. Here you see Maher just absolutely selling out to gain that extra possession. And on the other end, Matan, hard dodge upfield. He does a good job. Watch him drop his hands right there. That increases his angle, allows to shoot around Entenmann. Matan had a lot of success dodging from behind in their first game. I would love to see more of that action. So far, it's been a lot from up top and the wings. I think you go from Matan and Egan behind the cage.
Will Lynch won the faceoff for Notre Dame. Got it back to Nick Harris, who carries it for Notre Dame. Yeah, James Matan had a hat trick a couple weeks ago in this matchup. It was the 2nd of his career. First in an ACC game. He's got that lone tally for Carolina now. You hear about juice goals all the time, Ryan. How about a juice backup? That's what Connor Maher might have given North Carolina. Again, Notre Dame with the quick passing. Jay Taylor lost it. Chased down and kicked in play nicely. But the pass all the way to a long pole as Paul Barton picks it up. Leif Hager up 30 in white. Had a nice play to save it along the sideline.
And that's where Notre Dame is so dangerous in the ride. Once that ball got on the turf, it was like, uh-oh.
Hold your feet. Hold your feet.
If the Kavanaghs are lurking, they have a chance to pick it up.
They are like sharks. They just smell blood in the water on those rides. And if I'm North Carolina, I go right back to that same big little action behind the cage.
There's Henry Schertzinger. Now Dewey Egan. Matched up with Chris Fake, the transfer from Yale. Egan bodying up, 6'4", takes the shot. On the backup, Schertzinger. An offensive rebound and the goal. 2 straight for the Tar Heels. There's life at Dorrance.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. You're going to see Egan drive upfield against Fake. Not sure that's the optimal matchup. And on kind of the awkward bounce, you can see Ramsey, I think he goes for the ball right here. And in doing so, kind of loses his mark on Schertzinger. So tough to kind of track that ball and then approach with a proper, fundamentally sound breakdown. Credit Schertzinger for kind of the heads-up play, collecting the loose ball and then driving upfield.
That's 2 UNC goals in the last 92 seconds. Andrew Tyre wins the faceoff, and now UNC will set up shop again.
And a lot of defensive coaches on those plays are like, forget the ball. Just find your guy and eliminate him, and then get the ball afterwards.
Almost like a box out, right?
Madden
with that big body. No-look feed. Egan had it poked free on the crease. And he stepped in. Notre Dame ball.
The late whistle there. I thought Egan was kind of dancing around the crease there. So once it didn't blow it dead right away, I was like, wow, it's good footwork, but not so fast.
That was an awesome pass from James Matan. And UNC on the ride. Fake, shovels it, Tevlin. Yale transfer to Yale transfer. They get it ahead to Will Donovan, the freshman, with the pull. He's all over it. And now Tevlin will settle things down. Paul Barton, the close defenseman, all the way out there. Matched up with Tevlin.
I just wonder about the decision-making around the 10-man ride for North Carolina. And what I mean by that is the efficacy of, like, how many possessions you're going to actually gain. And if you want to play 6-on-6 defense, don't those two decisions, aren't they in conflict? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Because you throw the whole game into chaos, right, when you do the 10-man ride.
But you can't do that and then play like, hey, let's get back and play 6-on-6. If you want to do that, then jump 10-man.
Well, that's what the coaches were telling us, is they felt pretty good about their 6-on-6 defense last time out 2 weeks ago against Notre Dame. Irish scored 2 6-on-6 goals in the first half. Matan turns.
That's a good look. Matan's still got that short stick matchup. I'm surprised they're not going right back to it.
Instead, Harrison Schertzinger on the doorstep. Back-to-back goals for the Twins from Cincinnati. 3 in a row for Carolina.
But what do I know? What they do is this big little action behind the cage. You can see both Notre Dame defensemen trail McGovern when he comes off of it, heads up feed back behind the play, and there's just no backside support or help from Notre Dame. So if you're going to misplay the initial pick, you've got to be able to then successfully rotate behind the play. Break down the communication on the pick, and then no help and support. That's an easy one, a layup for Schertzinger.
Harrison Schertzinger likes playing against Notre Dame. And it's back-to-back games with a goal, both against the Irish. Face-off win for Colin Hagstrom. Look out, Hagstrom tried to bounce it. Looks like his stick got deflected as he was trying to shoot it. Hagstrom scored his first 2 career goals in the last matchup with UNC. Scored one of them 10 seconds in South Bend. Carolina playing the same opponent in back-to-back games for just the 5th time in their 66-year program history. Dobson, what an angle, and what a goal for the lefty. That's 2 for the junior out of Florida.
Simple stuff here by Dobson. Just got a strong dodge down the alley. No help, no support. You probably want to trust Krieg here, but going into this game, North Carolina's defensive game plan was pull on Dobson, obvious, but then also slide regardless. No slide, goal.
Funny how that works. So Dobson is 1 away from another hat trick. It'd be back-to-back against the Tar Heels for him. On the tie-up, face-off violation against Notre Dame.
Dobson has improved as a feeder. He's got 8 assists coming in this game, but ultimately you want to make him into a feeder. You want to get the ball out of his stick. And if you can't control that matchup with your long pole one-on-one, you've got to help, you've got to support, trust your defense behind the play, because if you don't, the end result, we just saw what it is.
Ty English. His shot stopped by Entenmann. Liam Entenmann, the 2-time All-American, entered today with 484 career saves, 56% in his senior year.
And English has just got to fight his way in front of the cage there. He faded behind as North Carolina jumps in their 10-man again. And Kavanagh breaks it again. But English did a good job gaining some leverage, but then trailed behind the play, basically bailing out Entenmann. He's got to work his way in front of the cage or dive tangent to the goal mouth.
tangent.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Princeton.
I know. Nerd alert.
Chris Kavanagh with a shot that almost beheaded unofficial. Backed up by Fulton Bayman for Notre Dame.
Good cut.
Tevlin, no look. Seymour.
Great cut there by Seymour.
Good recovery from Carolina to get stick on stick. 20 on the timer for Notre Dame as we come up on a minute to play in this first quarter. Pat Kavanagh had an assist earlier for the 40th of his season. Broke his own program record. Sets it up for his brother Chris. He takes the shot and somehow buries it. These angles for Notre Dame would make a physics professor curious. How are they scoring from here?
Yeah, beat me to the punch here between the Dobson goal and then now this Kavanagh goal. These are sharp angles. You'll see right here, Krieg's holding that near pipe. I think he actually beat him 5-hole there. Krieg plays that wide base. I think he just needs to tighten up a little bit as the offensive player kind of gets to goal line extended to eliminate that.
A battle here, 3-on-3. Tar Heels took out each other. Tyler applying the pressure, and he wins it for UNC. Under 30 to play in the first quarter. Carolina can hold for one.
Back to the same big little action.
Fake on Matan, 7-on-7. McGovern on the setup. A rip. Kicked aside, might have been blocked.
Great goose.
Effort. Incredible effort from Chris Colin to send that skittering ahead. McCahon. And the horn sounds on the first quarter. Notre Dame scored the first 4, and they take a 3-goal lead to the second. A balanced offensive effort as per usual from the Irish. And UNC has made a change between the pipes. Kent Good, the freshman from Virginia, takes over in the crease. And a big collision on the battle for the faceoff. We'll clean this up.
Are you going to call?
And it's UNC ball. That's the call.
I thought they might have him leaving the box early, but then North Carolina left the box before the whistle re-blew play, which technically they should have to stay in.
The outcome, UNC offensive possession. So in that game a couple weeks ago, Notre Dame was up 7-1 after a 6-goal run. Carolina scored 4 straight to make it 7-5, and the Irish ultimately won by 7 for the second consecutive meeting. An interception there for Ben Ramsey.
Yeah, bad feed there by Schertzinger. He tried to skip it across. Meanwhile, he's got an open player adjacent right next to him. Don't skip the open guy right next to you.
Here's big Eric Dobson. He's got 2 goals already. Right down the alley, but they whistle it dead. An illegal screen on Ben Ramsey.
The second moving pick by Notre Dame today. That's always something you try to get a read on early in terms of the sensitivity.
Long-range shot, gobbled up by Edmond.
And that was Sean Goldsmith.
Good call. He missed the last 2 games with an injury. Goldsmith is back out there celebrating senior day along with 16 others. Taylor with a twisting backhand shot that missed, backed up by Chris Kavanagh.
And that, if that had gone, obviously highlight-worthy play, but also for Good, for that to be his first shot, like, are you kidding me?
Welcome to a game against Notre Dame.
Yeah, No big deal. Our season's on the line, and I just gave up behind that goal. Like, cool.
Dobson again on the setup, trying to find Taylor, and Good collects.
We're going to get Good on in and out, picked up the ball outside the crease, and then step back in the cylinder. Ball back to Notre Dame.
And the fresh 80 on the shot clock. So it's Pat Kavanagh from X, matched up with Evan Egan, Dewey's older brother. Chris Kavanagh spins it around. Reilly Gray zigzagging. McCahon, Chris Kavanagh takes the beat and takes the shot and scores. That's 2 for Chris Kavanagh. 35 this year, tops on the team.
And this is just beautiful offense and discipline by Notre Dame offensively. You're going to see this dodge down the alley by Gallagher. Could he take this shot right now? Maybe, but pushes it in front, and then a nice little hitch and top step by Kavanagh to increase his angle and use his defenseman as a screen. Beautiful, fundamentally sound offense there by Notre Dame. Started with Gallagher pushing the ball in front, and at X, like, oh, do I throw the skip? Do I jam the ball inside? No, just move it along to the next player and let him do his thing.
And welcome to the game, Kent Good. That's the first shot the freshman faces, and it was wicked. Face-off win on the pickup for Will Lynch. And here come the Irish. A pole goal for Notre Dame. It's Ross Bergmaster with his first of the season.
You're not going to respect me? I'm going to let it fly. And look, I don't blame North Carolina for not sliding. Sometimes you're open for a reason. You haven't scored all season. Am I sliding off of Kavanagh? No. Am I going to slide off of Kavanagh? No. Am I going to slide off of Taylor? No. Okay, Bergmaster, do your thing. Let it rip.
Ross Bergmaster is on the board. His first career goal is made at 8-3. From Auburn, New York, Ross Bergmaster, probably a big Auburn Double Days fan, and now he's a goal scorer in a college lacrosse game, the first of his career, a pole goal for the Irish.
And I pointed out the strategy early from North Carolina, putting a short stick down at close defense. Great, that's great if you win the face-off back. If you've got a fast break coming your way, that's not a typical position that like Frankenheimer is used to being in. I mean, I'm sure they practice 4-on-3s with short sticks in there, but in terms of live game action, live game reps, that's not something he's kind of traditionally used to seeing.
Lynch picks up another face-off for Notre Dame. And now they will try to clear it against the UNC 10-man. Good is still between the pipes now. And Notre Dame gets it across midfield. So, Ryan, that's a fascinating subplot of this game is North Carolina starting with 3 poles. Have you ever seen that before?
It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I have. You don't typically see it. It was one of those things coming into today. It was like, this is either going to be a huge storyline or like maybe nothing. The way the face-offs are going right now, it's a nothing story because Notre Dame has held their own. You look back 2 weeks, that was a huge advantage for North Carolina. They weren't always able to capitalize on it.
Wow, Tevlin gets a shot clock reset, but it's not going to matter because UNC wins the backup Paul Barton on the dive.
Now that advantage 2 weeks ago was negated by Notre Dame's ride. So, okay, what's our adjustment? Let's put a short stick down there to help clear. Meanwhile, today, Notre Dame's doing fantastic for their standards at the face-off strike.
Tied at 6 apiece.
Big possession here for North Carolina.
They need a run stopper. Notre Dame scored 2 goals in 15 seconds to boost their lead to 5. Here's Quinn O'Connell. A lot of bodies on that UNC midfield. Dewey Egan now from X with some space. Can't take advantage.
Tevlin somehow intercepted that. Look for him to go right away on this. He's got a trailer.
He's matched up with Harrison Schertzinger. And Tevlin will wait it out in the corner.
I'm a little surprised Tevlin wasn't more aggressive from D to O there. He had an opportunity to try to weave back towards the middle of the field or hit a trailer. Donovan, the long pole. They had a little mini 6-on-5 or a 5-on-5. Good time to go for Tevlin. Elects to put on the brakes, get full complement of offensive personnel out there.
Tevlin has already scored today. He's one of 6 goal scorers for Notre Dame. Here's Quinn McCahon. Now Pat Kavanagh, their all-time leader in assists. Kavanagh with a little room. Jake Taylor, one-hander. And this guy is desperate for a highlight, it looks like. Some of the shots he takes.
He missed that one-hander. He had the behind the back earlier. There was an around the world in the first quarter that didn't land either. I think he's going to get one before the end of the game.
Yeah, he is capable.
Yeah.
Sets a screen here for Pat Kavanagh. Kavanagh with the short stick, Maher. Along the crease, Bayman got cracked. And UNC will clear it on the long pass. Here comes Connor Maher. Discards a defender.
Good hustle back there by Taylor. Sniffing out a little bit of that transition. He's able to then substitute off the field. That's a winning play by Taylor. Just getting back and then finding an opportunity to get defensive personnel on the field. They got something out of the box here.
It was Cooper Frankenheimer running out of the box, and then the save by Entenmann. Shot from Lance Tillman, whose name we haven't called a whole lot today. That's 5 saves for Liam Entenmann. One tweak that UNC has made today is putting Tillman at midfield. He's been at attack most of this season.
Just trying to give them a little bit more juice out of that unit. Tillman was able to gain a pretty good look there. Easy save for Entenmann, a little popcorn there.
Jalen Seymour with a runway. Beats his man. Seymour lefty rim. Bounce back to Kavanagh. Pat that is on the setup. Seymour couldn't dunk it. Under 30 on the shot clock now. Midway through this second quarter. Notre Dame has scored 2 in a row. Chris Kavanagh tried to go low to high. And his brother Pat there to back it up. Seymour. Patience. And the missed shot just to the wide by Jack Simmons. We've got a flag down about 40 yards from the goal. It's Evan Egan for Carolina.
And penalties were a huge area of focus coming into today. You simply cannot foul the Fighting Irish. They make you pay. Second extra man unit in the country.
Yeah, Joe Bresci said Notre Dame and Syracuse, the 2 best man-up units we've faced all year. You can't give them goals. It's hard enough to score on Liam Entenmann on the other side. Penalties, turnovers, those will kill you against a team like the Irish. Again, 5 attackmen out there on the extra man for Notre Dame. Chris Kavanaugh's one of them. He whistles it wide.
And they're not doing anything fancy schematically. I mean, there's a 30-second penalty. They're lining up in their base 3-3 set and just basically saying, we're going to out-execute you.
Pat Kavanagh looking under 10 left on the penalty. Chris Kavanagh trying to get it back to his brother. It was batted down. 3 ticks left. Pat waits, sets it up. Ricciardelli scores. 2 man-up opportunities. 2 goals for number 0. 9-3 Notre Dame.
And as much as you want to focus on all the big names and the guys around the perimeter, it's the diminutive Ricciardelli inside that really kind of makes this unit cook. His ability to catch and feed or turn and finish. That versatility really unlocks both the interior and perimeter. He's done a fantastic job all season long.
10 goals this year, 4 of them on the extra man for Ricciardelli, who's the first player in Notre Dame history to wear number 0. That's 5 in a row for the Irish as they win another faceoff. Ricciardelli, if this were a hockey power play, that'd be the bumper spot right in the middle.
I got nothing for you.
You're not a fake Rangers fan in the playoffs, like you're a fake Knicks fan? You're not going to even fake it?
No,
okay.
I got nothing. Bumper, sure.
Westlin on the setup. A wicked shot gobbled up by Good. Kent Good's clear, though. Picked right back up by Fake. The pull for Notre Dame, and they've got another possession.
Great awareness there by Fake on that outlet pass, understanding the trajectory of it, the anticipation beating Egan to the play.
Yeah, Chris Fake, an experienced player from Yale, grad student now at Notre Dame. Griffin Westlin on the feet. Chris Kavanagh, are you kidding me? A hat trick. This guy is giving us a trigonometry lesson with all these sharp angle goals.
His ability to change angles and to change levels and release points. There you saw him kind of drop his stick down, but then before releasing it, watch him bring it back up. So he's going to drop it here and then bring it up. And then somehow pull that back near pipe. The deception and the flexibility and versatility. He's got so many shots in his tool bag. Toolbox. Tool bag? Toolbox.
Sure. Either way. UNC wins the faceoff. Nicely done by Matt Wright to throw a behind the back pass to Connor Maher. Carolina's given up 6 in a row. They need one.
And where can you go, right? Where have you found success offensively? It's so far, it's really been that big little action, mainly with Matan behind the cage.
And here he is. James Matan matched up with Colin. Spins it around Dewey Egan to Henry Schertzinger, who's got a goal today. So does his brother Harrison. Matan trying to get an inch against the Holy Cross transfer. He does. Entenmann got some help from the pipe. And it's picked up by Antonio DeMarco. Shot clock back to 60 as Matan snares that with one hand. Here's Logan McGovern. He's been quiet today. Checked by Bergmaster, who scored for Notre Dame. Nice move. Schertzinger missed it wide. Closest to the ball when it goes over the end line is Dewey Egan.
Good job by Fake during that restart, reset, that matchup.
Egan doubled. Finds Schertzinger. Maybe one more step before that shot.
Yeah, Schertzinger had 2 good looks there, back to back. Not able to put either on cage.
Timeout. Timeout. It's going to be white ball.
Timeout on the field. Kevin Corrigan.
Oh, so they haven't had a ton of these. They certainly need a little juice, a little momentum heading into halftime just to feel good about themselves heading into the second half.
Carolina's last goal came with 3 minutes and 7 seconds in the first quarter. It was 4-3 at that time. Look at the bottom of your screen. That's 6 in a row for Notre Dame. Matan's pass deflected and gobbled up by Ben Ramsey. Did a Matan move there, hit the brakes, and brings it across midfield. Now Pat Kavanagh.
And that was a force by Matan at the other end.
Pat, all the space in the world, and Kent Good with a great save.
Is that his first?
2 saves for the freshman now.
Gotcha.
He was the State Player of the Year in Virginia last year. He's getting some run here against one of the best offenses in the country. Here's Harry Welford, the Bucknell transfer. 12 goals this year. Part of that second midfield for UNC today. Bumped by Ramsey. He's been all over the place today. Dewey Egan against Fake. Great matchup. Egan draws the slide. Question mark attempt from a sharp angle. The shot missed with 26 to shoot.
Good luck going against Fake. Just 4 goals allowed all season in terms of his individual matchups. So if I'm Egan, I'm trying to change that matchup.
Welford, again good defense from Ramsey. On the backup. Who's ball? Stays here with UNC.
And both of those attempts, you got to drive farther upfield and towards the middle, so when you roll back, you've got more of an angle to shoot at.
McGovern bumped. Harris on the defense. 5 to shoot. Got to go. Egan knows it. Egan fires. No chance. With 1 second left on the shot clock, expect UNC to just dump it here and set up their run.
And you can see the offensive midfielders already running off the field, so they can get their full complement on, and they'll set up in their 10-man. Which now at this point, down 7. You kind of need to start up in the tempo, try to generate a little bit of chaos, try to get a quick gimme in some capacity. They haven't shown the consistent ability to stop Notre Dame in the 6-on-6.
Well, Marco Napolitano made that clear look easy. 30 in Navy. Took it across. With 2:30 to play in the second quarter, Notre Dame with a 6-0 run leads by 7. Again, the Irish checking in at number 3 in the country, in the mix for that top overall seed. Selection Sunday is tomorrow night on ESPNU. Eric Dobson again with the speed and the step. Pat Kavanagh couldn't handle the pass.
And that's what I was talking about early with Dobson. Just slide to him, get the ball out of his stick, force him to become a feeder. In that case, just a simple pass kind of directly in front goes awry. But that's what you got to do with Dobson.
Even though he's improved as a feeder, that's still a better option than just giving him the shot. As Carolina calls timeout, they're second in this first half. So if you're UNC here, Ryan, plenty of time still. It's an offense that we've seen be explosive at times this season. Basically against every unranked team they play, they score 20 plus. What's the key to juicing the offense here?
I think you've got to keep just peppering into it. Don't lose kind of faith in your ability. They've gotten some good looks. In some of those cases, they just haven't put those shots on net. You got to change levels. I think you got to create a little bit more transition. And can you get something off the faceoff? Right? You look at Tyre coming into today, 13 goals. He's been pretty much nullified. Not only as an offensive threat, but just in terms of possession. So he's got to step up and have a much bigger second half if they even have a puncher's chance.
Yeah, Andrew Tyre came in with those 13 goals, Ryan. Most of anyone with 150 faceoff wins this year. Petey LaSala from Virginia is the only other guy with double digits. Not many faceoffs won.
I mean, you kind of go into halftime being like, okay, we kind of go one of two paths here. We either got to create an up-tempo game, try to create chaos, try to muck it up, right? Because what we're doing right now isn't working, right? Or it's like we're going to trust ourselves and just get back and play 6-on-6 and trust our 6-on-6 game. You got to kind of pick a lane.
Henry Schertzinger starts the offense for UNC with their first midfield out there, under 2 minutes to play in the second. Here comes Logan McGovern. They need a boost from him.
Cardi, you're alone, Cardi. Who's on?
He scored a goal against Notre Dame 2 weeks ago. That was his only point, though. Only game this year where he didn't have multiple points. Dewey Egan, little zigzag action on the split dodge. Draws the slide. Now Lance Tillman on the invert playing midfield today. That pass way upstairs, and it's collected by Pat Kavanagh. Here comes Pat. He's got his brother Chris riding shotgun. Pat now looping at X. Bounces it. Tevlin waits, shoots. Saved by Good.
He's really the wild card as we go into the second half. He's just going to have to stand on his absolute head for Carolina to have any sort of shot in making a comeback.
That's 3 saves for Kent Good.
But if you go up tempo, does Notre Dame take the bait, right?
And a timeout taken by UNC.
I think on an earlier possession, Corrigan called timeout, and we had just kind of credited to North Carolina there. But coming out of their last timeout, the way Notre Dame matched up, McGovern had a short stick. So they gift-wrapped North Carolina an advantage right off the opening whistle coming out of that timeout. And North Carolina just wasn't able to generate enough juice on that. McGovern specifically, he's got to be able to win that one-on-one matchup.
So with 49 seconds left in this second, Notre Dame leads by 7. And again, the Kavanagh brothers have come to play. Chris has a hat trick. Pat Kavanagh, he's been feeding guys as per usual. And then Liam Entenmann, who's also on that top 25 to Wharton candidates list, he's been rock solid as well.
Yeah, you need your stars to show up in big games and be consistent. Chris Kavanagh leads the team in goals. He's got 3 goals today. Pat Kavanagh leads the country in assists. I've got him for 3 assists today. Entenmann, rock solid in cage. He's got 5 saves today.
The stars have come to play.
They're on the list for a reason. You know, the thing for Notre Dame is like their consistency. That's why they've been able to have such a successful season. They're not kind of these up and down players. They're just always, you can always count on those 3.
And when you get a goal from Ross Bergmaster, you get a couple from Eric Dobson, who Joe Bresci said he thinks might be Notre Dame's best player. Eric Dobson, this is a loaded Notre Dame unit that has a chance to deliver the program their first national championship.
And that's when I look at the transfers they brought in, grad transfers. Fake, Yale. Tevlin, Yale. Simmons, Virginia. National championship pedigree.
Matan, the freshman. Back up top. McGovern whistles a pass for Schertzinger. Henry Schertzinger can't find an inch against Ben Ramsey. What a first half for 24 Navy and goal.
He has been incredible this first half.
Under 10 seconds, Pat Kavanagh with a ridiculous attempt. Good on the save. And he sends it high into the light blue Carolina sky to end the first half. Ryan, more domination from Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame executed in all phases of the game. For them, it's just carry this over. Let's end Carolina's season. Let's punch our ticket. Why aren't we the #1? Meanwhile, for North Carolina, you go in. What are our potential options? What can we do here? Do we trust our 6-on-6? Do we just kind of go full chaos mode and try to muck it up? They've got a lot of soul searching at that halftime with their season on the line.
But UNC needs a win to have a chance to make the NCAA tournament if they get it. It's the jump out, the 11 ground balls. Or check that, the 21 ground balls, I should say, for Notre Dame. I mean, it's really just full force dominance from the Irish.
And the one thing that we didn't anticipate coming in was the faceoffs. Notre Dame, really, that's the one area, if you look at them critically, it's like, that's a little bit below average. Meanwhile, North Carolina dominated that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Notre Dame only 44% on the season, which is 61st in the country. And they lose the first one here as Andrew Tyre gets it back to Kent Good, who was really a bright spot for North Carolina in that second quarter. Made 4 saves after coming in in place of Colin Creed.
And that action right there was what we thought we saw the whole game. North Carolina wins the face-off back. Notre Dame's fine with that, as long as it's not a fast break. So win it back, fine. Okay, now we're going to get it to a short stick. He's going to leg it out, and now we're going to get an offensive possession. That is North Carolina's recipe for a comeback. Score, play, make it, take it, lacrosse.
Antonio DeMarco makes his move. Midfielder out of the Philly area, gets it back to the freshman James Matan, who was on the board early but has been neutralized ever since. He had a hat trick 2 weeks ago in Carolina's last game, also against Notre Dame. Tried to float the pass across the way to Tillman, and it's taken away by guess who? Ben Ramsey.
Another unforced turnover there by North Carolina, jamming it inside, or just an ill-advised skip pass. They had 8 turnovers in the first half.
McCahon, a kick save from Kent Good.
Those are the 50-50 ground balls that Notre Dame consistently comes up with. No surprise, a Kavanagh.
When they're lurking, it's not really a 50-50 ball. It's more like an 80-20.
Yeah, I think the stat for Pat Kavanagh that's just remarkable is 30 ground balls, second on the team, only behind Lynch, their #1 faceoff guy. That stat paints a picture of who he is as a player. That and his caused turnovers, 8 caused turnovers, that's a 5th on the team. This is also a guy that leads the team in points and leads the country in assists.
Right. And that's why he's on the tour top.
That's right.
Top 5.
That's right.
By the way, his brother Chris has 29 ground balls, which is 3rd on the team. These guys do everything. On that setup, Jake Taylor tried to go behind the back. It was stuffed. A collision right around the crease as UNC carries it. Maher.
They got numbers.
McGovern fires and buries it. Logan McGovern with a heater. He's got a goal in every game this season. On the board today, and Carolina scores first in the second half.
In transition, great find, and McGovern actually gets a piece of this. But good look by Maher, the skip all the way across to McGovern in his sweet spot. You can see Enton in the frustration as he looks up to the heavens, being like, I had a piece of that. I mean, even on Carolina's goals, Enton's getting a little bit of it.
He does not miss many. First goal for UNC since 3 minutes and change in the first quarter.
Ooh.
Notre Dame wins the faceoff, and Will Lynch takes it right to the hole. That was fast.
Not all faceoffs are created equal. It's one thing to gain possession. It's another thing to completely stop any sort of potential run or momentum. You're not going to play me. I've got no goals in the season. I'm going to let it go.
It was Colin Hagstrom who did that last time against North Carolina. Their faceoff guy scored twice against UNC 2 weeks ago. Will Lynch gets involved. And Tyre wins this draw for UNC. He gets hounded. Tyre not just a face-off get-off guy. He's got 13 goals this year, which is most among players in D1 who have won 150 or more face-offs. Now Tyre does trot off as Carolina brings in their second midfield line. Johnny Schwartz in there.
So if we were doing a UVA game, would their SID have the LaSalle's leading with his number of face-off wins? Is that how that works?
You got to do arbitrary cutoff points. That's how we do it. Carolina keeps it here after Fake had it for a moment in that green long pole. Griffin Gallagher, the Gettysburg transfer. Quick ball movement. Schertzinger shot denied by Enton. He just vacuums it in.
Good job by Enton. That low to high. Enton stays fundamentally sound, strong base. Doesn't dip his stick too much, able to punch up and gather that.
Chris Colin was trying to sprint it across midfield.
He's got to push here.
Here comes Matan after the 20-second violation.
You got to win the whistle and push. Credit Notre Dame for getting back defensively. You could see all 6 players going right back to the hole, the heart, the crease, protect the interior. But I thought Carolina was just a little slow there in their reaction.
With O'Connell on the setup, Matan's shot. Entenmann's all over it. Picked up by Carter Parlett. He gets swarmed. After the 7th save for Liam Entenmann, Ty English had it, poked free by Conlin, causing a turnover.
And I would have liked to see Matan change planes a little bit better on that shot.
There's always a Kavanagh on the other side of midfield for that clear.
What a luxury for Notre Dame, but then schematically, it's like, okay, you're going to pressure us? Fine, we're just going to get the ball to our best playmakers in the middle of the field. Really kind of turns that strategy kind of on its head.
Pat Kavanagh against a short stick. Good luck. Kavanagh goes behind the back and over the head. And Kent Good cleans it up. Carolina with just the 1 goal since 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in the first quarter. It was Logan McGovern, number 1 in white and Carolina blue. Tevlin matched up with Schertzinger. Again, it's Entenmann. And look, you have to do better than that to beat Liam Entenmann today.
Yeah, didn't love the placement on that shot. You could see Entenmann after the play grimacing a little bit. Took that right in the midsection. Good job by Liam in terms of playing good body position, but just not enough accuracy on that attempt.
I just saw Entenmann. He had taken his left glove off. He looked over toward the bench, motioned toward his thigh, it looked like, and said he's good to stay in the game. Entenmann, we mentioned he made 16 saves when these teams matched up 2 weeks ago. That was after he appeared to injure his shoulder in pregame warmups, and it obviously didn't affect him. Chris Kavanagh slips on the grass here at Dorrance, matched up with Ty English. Now Quinn McCahon. McCahon snaps that pass to Pat Kavanagh. Pat matched up with English. Draws the slide. A good double from UNC, and Andrew Geppert causes the turnover.
And North Carolina did pretty good when Pat Kavanaugh's been matched up against a short stick, being selective of when to go and when not to. Sometimes if you just slide arbitrarily, you can just create offense. I think they've actually done a pretty good job in terms of that aspect defensively.
Credit Kevin Unterstein, their defensive coordinator. The newly clean-shaven Kevin Unterstein, who was rocking the Tom Selleck-style mustache for a while. His daughters Noah and Charlie liked it a lot, apparently, but going with a new look and a new mug. Gallagher back to X and Matan. Listen to the communication from Notre Dame defensively. Jose Boyle all over it. 25 to shoot. Dewey, Egan from distance. Entenmann again with a kick save. That's 9 for Liam Entenmann. A lefty shot catches some metal. And that'll be backed up by Jose Boyer and the Irish.
Yeah, not all saves are created equal. That previous Entenmann save, that's a legit save. That's a good look, well-placed shot, and Entenmann just up to the task.
That's why they call it a save.
Yeah,
right?
That was a legit save by Entenmann. Pure robbery on that attempt.
We saw the 9 saves for Entenmann today. He's up to 493 for his Notre Dame career. Probably going to become the 4th guy in program history to cross 500.
Well, he might catch Shane Doss in this game.
Whoa, Fulton Bayman catches the crossbar with that around-the-world shot.
I'm good. Oh, okay, I'm good. Get under.
Chris Kavanagh, too much speed and too much sauce. 4 goals for Chris Kavanagh today. Another day at the office.
Just turns on the afterburners here. Too quick, too explosive, and too creative. Finishes with the backhand. His 4th of the day, and the Irish are rolling again. You know, against everybody not named the Cavaliers, you can see the scoring margin there. 8 of those 9 wins, Drew, have been their opponent's worst loss of the season. So they are just whacking people, whacking their competition, not named Virginia.
They've been barnstorming this year, going across the country, crushing teams. See, top scoring margin in D1. Ryan, they've won 16 games in a row against everyone other than Virginia. Their last 3 losses have come against the Hoos.
And that's where we look to Selection Sunday, that #1 seed that we kind of briefly spoke of earlier. That's where that becomes so critical. Can they avoid that matchup for as long as possible?
Trying to sort out the top 3 teams in the ACC. If I'm on the committee, I'm just doing like ping pong balls or something. Because they're all so good. They all have someone's number too. Notre Dame beats Duke. Duke beats Virginia. Virginia beats Notre Dame. It's just like you said, rock, paper, scissors.
Maybe they'll just do rock, paper, scissors.
They should.
Or Ranger, Poacher, Bear.
Pretty familiar with that. I don't know what that is.
Freddie knows.
What's Ranger, Poacher, Bear?
We'll play after. We'll play after the game.
All right, so Carolina with 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter trails by 8. Some names we haven't heard a lot from today: Ryan Levy, Lance Tillman, Sean Goldsmith, who's back from injury today. He's out there right now, number 8 in white, right on the crease.
And so is Levy. He must have been in that last huddle at the timeout at the break.
He gets shot, stuffed. Liam Matan, 10 saves for the senior. Creeping up the record books, Liam Matan.
Yeah, came in today 7th all-time, just 13 shy before the aforementioned Shane Doss. He might get there.
This is his 10th consecutive game with at least 10 saves. Mr. Consistency. Griffin, Westlin. Chugging for Notre Dame. Matched up with Ty English here. Westlin keeps it. Simmons. Now Chris Kavanagh. He's got 4 goals to lead the way today.
Oh, he had Westlin. Green helmets, no. Green shoes, yes.
Some guys have green sticks as well. Kavanagh on the setup. Chris buries it. Kavanagh to Kavanagh. Chris is outscoring Carolina by himself. He has tied his career high with 5 goals.
That hurt. 5th of the day. You're going to see Pat Kavanagh sweep across the field on that short stick matchup. Chris backs out or fades to the backside. You can see Carolina obviously concerned with the individual on-ball matchup. And Pat Kavanagh makes him pay. Well done by Chris, fading to some open space. We credited North Carolina for how they were handling the Pat Kavanagh short stick matchup previously. Not so much right there. Too much ball watching.
Here comes Andrew Tyler off the faceoff win. He's got 13 goals this year. 14 would have been hard to come by as he got blitzed by Notre Dame, but they keep it here.
And you can see the respect that Notre Dame pays to him defensively. Good job on the scout there. But no, we have to slide to him.
Here's Ryan Levy. That last name means a whole lot to the lacrosse community in Chapel Hill. His mom, Jenny, head coach for the UNC women's team, which is coming off a perfect season last year. Be a high seed in this year's tournament as well. We'll find out. Selection Sunday for both brackets tomorrow night. There's Dewey. Egan goes to the rack and scores.
Credit Egan for taking the extra step to glory here. You know, as he gets to goal line extended, make sure he fights upfield, drops that stick to reach around Tillman, who kicks out his leg. Rare that you don't see Notre Dame slide and support there, especially with Egan matched up on a short stick. Their defensive breakdowns have been few and far between. That was one of them.
Lynch wins the faceoff against Schwartz. And with under 3 minutes to play in the third, it's Notre Dame ball. The future is bright for Dewey Egan. Coming out of San Diego, Torrey Pines High School. He was a highly touted recruit. He was the West Player of the Year, according to USA Lacrosse Magazine. And he dealt with an injury this year, so he's only played 8 games. He broke his hand, missed about a month, but he's back with a vengeance. He's now scored 6 in his last 3. Bayman turns. Good with the save. Alex Bresci went down, still loose, and it's picked up by Geppert for Carolina. That's 7 saves now for Kent Good, who came in the second quarter, and UNC gives it right back.
Extra possession created again off the Notre Dame ride.
That's 10 turnovers for Carolina today. Chris to Pat. Scores! It's like we're in the Kavanagh backyard today. Chris and Pat slicing and dicing.
Too easy. You're going to see Chris Kavanagh get his defender hung up. The off-ball movement, solid pick there by Simmons. Right there, beautiful camera angle. That little pick and seal frees up Pat Kavanagh. Another sharp angle. But if you said coming into today, hey, we're into the third quarter, Pat Kavanaugh's going to have a goal and 4 assists. Chris Kavanaugh's going to have 5 goals and assists. Yeah, they're probably up big.
Yes. They have found a pretty good formula in South Bend. Chris, the youngest brother, which the entire ACC is celebrating. And it's Notre Dame ball. Kavanaughs have been dominating for Notre Dame for a long time. Matt Kavanagh, one of their best players in program history. And Pat and Chris have been stellar playing together.
Physical play there on the sideline.
Nice setup and the stuff. There's Sean Goldsmith. Welcome back. He scores on Senior Day.
And how about the patience inside by Goldsmith? Watch this little pump fake, and then he changes angles. Pump fake right here, and then comes back near pipe. Incredible stick control and patience to get Tillman off of his line, and then find the space on that near pipe.
Goldsmith playing his first game in almost a month. Missed the last 2. The Mercer transfer as his 23rd goal of the year. And Ty English with the assist.
6 on 5 here.
Tyre fires. So game clock below shot clock now, but UNC trailing by 8. Henry Schertzinger against Carter Parlett. Dewey Egan again around the crease. Schertzinger got body and blasted. Egan with under 10 gets it to Levy. Levy, nice skip pass to Marco, couldn't control. Taken away by Tevlin. Do they have time? He's got to go. Good cleans it up. 14-6 Notre Dame. More domination from the Irish. This player spotlight brought to you by New York Life. Ryan Boyle, this one was fairly easy. Chris Kavanagh's having an okay day.
Yeah, just a decent day at the office. 5 goals, 1 assist. Generating shots of his own dodges, fading to the backside. He's scored from range. He's scored in tight. He's generated his own shot. He's got an apple, an assist on the day.
He's scored 5 times for the 3rd time this year. 1 more would equal sock trick and career high. Do you know why they call it a sock trick, by the way?
I don't.
I think it's when Gary Gade was playing in the NLL. I think he was playing for Denver. I could be wrong there. He scored 6 goals, and everyone had already thrown their hats on the field. So they're like, what else we got? Socks.
What else is a dispensable item of clothing that I've worn today?
Probably some smelly shoes after that game. So for Notre Dame, we laid out what this means for Carolina. A loss in their season is almost certainly over. For Notre Dame, they're still in the mix for that top overall seed, which is important.
Yeah, I think if you zoom out and look a little bit more macro, it's more of like there's a few teams right now that are just doing absolute fist pumps at this score. Because the last thing that they wanted to see was North Carolina sneak in kind of the back door with a late win, the last win of regular season against Notre Dame. That would have given them 2 top 5 wins between this and Johns Hopkins. So can we get them eliminated? They were kind of a bid stealer. So I'm going to pull out my jump to conclusions mat here. You know, now North Carolina kind of eliminated. We've kind of taken them off of that list of potential bid stealers.
Right. Some other bid stealers, potentially Michigan in the Big Ten. They play Maryland at 5:30 tonight. Denver maybe in the Big East. They could be in regardless, though.
A team in the Ivy League potentially that's playing in the championship tomorrow.
Oh, is your alma mater playing in that, right?
That's their only shot.
Here's Ty English. English blew a tire. He was matched up with the freshman from Greenwich, Connecticut, Will Donovan.
You could have said Yale, too, by the way.
I think Yale's going to be in.
I know. I'm just saying, technically speaking, you could have said Yale. So I said a team from the Ivy League.
There's Pat Kavanagh save. Kent Good. Good with 9 saves after he came in the 2nd quarter. He's been a bright spot today. Came in place of Colin Krieg, the junior, who's an experienced starter for UNC. Good, the freshman. Maybe we're getting a little preview of the future between the pipes.
Good. Back right. Let's go. Go,
The selection Sunday, no matter what, will be fascinating tomorrow for how they sort out the top 3 seeds and then, of course, the bubble. DeMarco couldn't handle the pass, and that'll be an over and back against UNC. I'm also interested to see what happens with the Big Ten. Now, if Maryland wins tonight, you could argue they should be in the top 3. Could they bust up that triumvirate of ACC teams?
I think with today's result,
it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I think short answer is no. But if they win the Big Ten, you would think that they would be penciled in at 4.
I think so. Dobson, look at that. Oh, that was dangerous. Went up in the glass here at Dorrance field. That's the last guy who I would want to shoot at me if I were sitting up there. Here's Reilly Gray. Gallivanting through the Carolina defense. Quick passing. Chris Kavanagh, he's got 5 goals today. Now Dobson, McCahon. Remember when Eamon McEnany would say that's why they call it execution? That's what this offense is. That line was born for Eamon's alma mater, Notre Dame. Give that goal to Jake Taylor.
And you contrast that with North Carolina, and the ball just kind of gets stuck. Here, you swing it, you keep it hot, you keep it moving. We don't have anything quick reset, push, find, finish. But you could have gone back 6 passes on that replay. The ball just ultra quick movement, changing sides, changing levels. It never really gets stuck all that often, and if it does, they're specifically trying to exploit a matchup.
They average almost 9 assists per game, top 10 in the country. Hagstrom won the faceoff there. Colin Hagstrom out of Matamidi, Minnesota. He was a state champion hockey player with Matamidi. He won the Harr Brooks Award in 2020. Talking with their assistant Chris Wojcik yesterday, I'm like, you didn't want to play hockey in college? He's a good hockey player, but if you have a chance to play lacrosse at Notre Dame, tough to pass that up. Tevlin. Pat Kavanagh. Notre Dame not taking the foot off the gas by the looks of it. Taylor on the dunk. It's a hat trick for Jake Taylor. It's another assist for Pat Kavanagh, his 5th, his 6th. And he continues to build on his career program record.
You see Kavanagh drive up this left side, kind of roll back, kind of fake like he's going underneath a little rocker. And Taylor wisely cuts behind the play, finds a sliver of daylight. But you want to talk about a unit, right? How do I complement the talents of Pat Kavanagh? Yeah, let me give him a Jake Taylor. Let me just give this little toy that he can play with. Oh, now his brother. Well, they're obviously like ESP. They know exactly what each other's thinking. Yeah, let me give you a stretch shooter and a guy that can also generate his own shot.
Levy buries it. Top shelf. A little high cheese from Ryan Levy for his first goal today.
Second time today, North Carolina's been the benefactor of an errant pass. They tried to force it inside. It trickles through to Levy, who buries it right above Entenmann's head. Good heat on that by Levy. You see that 1 goal and 1 assist 2 weekends ago. I thought he played really well against Notre Dame. Surprised we didn't see him a little bit earlier.
Lynch comes away with it for Notre Dame. Yeah, some tinkering for North Carolina's midfield and attack units. Lance Tillman moving out to midfield today. He's been playing attack almost all year. They've had some good looks, but against this Notre Dame defense and Liam Entenmann in the crease, just a tall order. Dobson right-handed this time. He makes it look easy. A hat trick for Eric Dobson, and the Notre Dame barrage continues.
Yeah, you got to slide to him. Little left to right split here on a short stick. Body contact, no help, no problem for Dobson. He's just too big, too physical, too strong, shoots the ball hard. Right-handed, left-handed, changes planes. I mean, they put up 17. He's got 3, and he feels like an afterthought, doesn't he today? Like.
Right. Like, oh, by the way.
Right.
He has a hat trick. Kavanagh was our player spotlight. Chris, that is. Pat's got the 5 assists, 6 assists, I should say, shortchanging him. I mean, they've been firing on all cylinders.
And Pat Kavanagh's out of the game, but they kept the rest of their first line midfielders and attack on that last possession.
And now they've got Ricciardelli, Westlin in there, Tevlin playing offense, Seymour on the shot. Good with another save. That's 10 for the freshman.
Oh boy.
And a turnover picked up by Tevlin. Westlin. What a stop by Good. And Westlin stepped in the crease, I think. So UNC ball. His season high, his career high in saves was 2 coming in, and Kent Good has 11 today. Tillman against Tevlin. Skip pass, batted down. Napolitano says, give me that. Fake to Ramsey. Ben Ramsey with space. Stings a corner. It is a Notre Dame party in Chapel Hill today.
And it feels like that is the perfect exclamation point on Ramsey's day. Yeah, anytime you're mentioning a short stick defensive midfielder, as often as we have, that's either the worst thing or the best thing. And for today, Ramsey, he's been fantastic defensively. He's done a little bit of everything. And in transition, you're not going to slide to me? Okay.
Chris Gray, who is in the house today,
that's right,
at Dorrance Field, the all-time D1 leading scorer, currently playing for Atlas in the PLL, who's got picks 1 and 3. So new coach Presser, it's like Ben Rubio gave him the keys to a new sports car, said, here you go, have fun driving it. Here's Clark's big board.
Yeah, you can see Gavin Adler, the talented defenseman out of Cornell. Will Atlas go with him number 1, which would then leave Sam Handley for the Redwoods at number 2. You brought up the Redwoods earlier, strong Notre Dame connection. Their roster littered with Fighting Irish.
Including Ryder Garnsey, who's now on the staff for his alma mater. Broke a little sweat in warm-ups, right?
Yeah, I was talking with assistant coach Ryan Wellner, who's just speaking glowingly about Ryder's ability as a coach and just his connection and connectivity to the players and really kind of taking a player's mentality as a coach.
Another save for Liam Entenmann. That's 11 today. Again, his 10th game in a row with double-digit saves.
You brought up Kevin Understein, the offensive coordinator.
Oh, Sean Goldsmith. A senior day highlight for the Mercer transfer.
They've missed Sean Goldsmith. Is simply put, he puts the ball in the back of the net. Highlight reel behind the back on the doorstep. Good feed there by Levy. He's been banged up, but this is what he brings, that consistent scoring threat, that consistent production.
Nick Harris corrals the face-off for Notre Dame. Yeah, we were excited to watch Sean Goldsmith today. Missed the last 2 games, which equals a month because North Carolina didn't play last weekend. Last time we saw him was against Virginia back on April 7th, and he's got those 2 today.
And really quick, just to finish the point about Kevin Understein, defensive coordinator here, he also is on the Atlas staff who have pick 1 and 3. So his connection to the college game obviously is going to be critical as they evaluate players leading to Tuesday.
Ricciardelli on the jump shot. Griffin Westlin on the pickup. You got a chance to talk with the PLL coaches earlier this week, right? You'll be up in Bristol on Tuesday night.
That's right.
That was Jim Stagnita doing it. Smiley.
He's just looking for someone to trade, and just no one will trade with him.
No one will trade with him. It's a rough life.
I know. Everyone was really feeling sorry for him.
I think Andy Towers is still talking on that Zoom call, by the way. 10 on the timer for Notre Dame. Bayman tried to shoot it from a sharp angle. And that's Carolina ball as Paul Barton strides toward it. We're getting close to the PLL season. Only about a month out.
I think the most fun videos that I see are when the guys get picked, the kind of the home videos, like we saw with Arden Cohen, Notre Dame. You know, all his buddies kind of in a room, kind of celebrating his draft. I think those are the moments that really speak to just the trajectory of these college guys now moving on to the pro level.
It's so exciting to have the PLL as an option for these guys after college. Totally changing the landscape. Here's Ryan Levy.
Good luck.
Ooh. Skip pass. It was a good look until a stick got in the way. Here's Dewey Egan. Dewey on the jumper. Fadeaway save by Entenmann. His 12th.
At this point, I'd get Entenmann out. Right?
I think so. He's been nicked up a couple times the last few weeks.
You're up 10. 5 and change to play.
A Notre Dame turnover. Haven't seen many of those today. English head of steam. Levy cashes it. Ryan Levy's got 2 in the second half.
Levy's solid day continues off the turnover. The Tar Heels pushing in transition. Levy finding some nylon on the far pipe, and that'll finish Entenmann for the day. I'm probably going to speak for him like, you couldn't got me out before that goal.
He's not being pulled due to performance.
No, but just, I could have come out after a save.
He'll have plenty more opportunities to make saves in the NCAA tournament, where Notre Dame will be a top 3 seed. Ryan, let's put you on the committee for a second. How would you seed those top 3?
I think you look at Duke. Well, Virginia's got some losses outside of the ACC, right? Duke's kind of got that one kind of hiccup.
Against Jacksonville.
And then Notre Dame's just got the 2 to Virginia. So if you're looking head to head, I mean, I don't know, it's like impossible, right? I mean, that's...
Find a 3-sided coin to flip. I feel like it will end up being Virginia.
At number 1?
That's just my guess. I mean, they were the preseason number 1. You know, they beat Notre Dame a couple times. Top scoring offense in the country. But who knows? I mean, it's tough to say. And then you got Duke sitting there saying, hey, what about head-to-head?
But then you got Notre Dame saying head-to-head if you go the other way.
Right.
Like, that's...
Yeah, good luck to everyone on the committee. Joe Bresci on the committee. Just like he was last year. Which is maybe why there's a little extra punch from Notre Dame today. And to end the season of UNC.
And like, great, you get number 1. You get through the gauntlet. Like, you get Maryland at 4. Like,
thanks.
That's where I get all of the kind of stats and looking historical. And that's where kind of the player in me, or former player, in me is just kind of like, you're going to have to beat good teams. Right. So, like, spare me. Like,
yeah, right. We talked about how the 1 seed avoids the other 2 ACC teams until the championship. Who is it going to be in the semis? Maryland?
And that's really all we're talking about, right? It's like, it's winning the championship. That's the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate prize. If you think you're not going to see stiff competition along the way, like, that's just not reality.
Yeah. So Carolina will fall to 7-7. Looking ahead to the future, I mean, they've got young guys who could be studs in the future. Dewey, Egan, James Matan, both those guys have really come on strong late in this season. 17 seniors celebrated as part of Senior Day today. Westlin stuffed by Good. And it's getting to the point, as he makes his 12th save, where he might be a big part of the future, Ken Good.
Well, I was talking with Coach Dave Metzbauer about the goalie unit, and he spoke volumes about Good and Krieg just in terms of their work ethic, in terms of the, kind of the goalie room, if you will, like always getting extra shots, always getting extra work. And today you saw Good, all that hard work paying dividends. You get thrown into the fire. He stepped up.
Yeah, they didn't have a single save in the first quarter. Good came in, and he's been strong.
He's on. Over.
Henry Schertzinger with a flying question mark, saved by Alex Zeff. His second save since coming in for Liam Entenmann.
So we mentioned 8 of 9 Notre Dame wins being the worst loss for their opponent. Chalk this one up.
Yeah. UNC's most lopsided loss this year, 7, including one game against Notre Dame 2 weeks ago, 16-9. This will be their biggest loss of the year.
This whole season, Notre Dame has been on a mission, and it's not going to stop at the end of today. Bulletin board material, extra motivation, call it whatever you want to call it. Not getting in last year, that has weighed heavily. I know each season is unique, and you can do all that coach speak. No. They didn't get in last year. They got robbed. And you don't think that has kept them hyper-focused all season long? Like, come on.
Won their last 6 games last season. A lot of people thought they would host, just let alone get in the tournament. They did not, and they don't have to worry about that this time. They will not be sweating heading into tomorrow night, Selection Sunday.
Come on here. Who's on?
So a lot of teams were looking at this one. The next one's up. Big Ten, Big East, and Ivy League.
Will we have bid stealers?
Before that, I had a push. I had a play on.
You want to make a pick for your alma mater tomorrow? Who you got? Yale or Princeton? Who you got?
Come on.
So objective. Wow, Matan goes flying through the crease. Did not go in, so that'll be a crease violation. And with 14 seconds left.
I mean, I'm not calling the game, so I could be a fan.
Sure, come on now. You have your pom-poms out, watching it at home.
I mean,
so the revenge tour continues for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
10-2 will be the final regular season record, and they can kick back and relax for the selection show tomorrow.
And I think you tip your cap. You know, this was a business trip. They came in and they took care of business. No messing around right from the start. Sending a message and just carrying that through the entire game.
Notre Dame looks like a force to be reckoned with. Next time we'll see them will be in the NCAA tournament. For our entire crew here in Chapel Hill, led by Lauren George and Evan Badler, my phenomenal partner Ryan Boyle. Enjoy the Ivy League Championship tomorrow. I'm Drew Carter saying, see you from Chapel Hill. Let's get you to softball, FSU and Louisville.